Have you ever been part of a team that had all the talent in the world? Smart people, skilled, experienced people, yet something still felt off. The results were inconsistent. The morale was low, the energy felt draining, and you couldn't quite explain why. What if the problem wasn't skill? What if it wasn't resources? What if it wasn't leadership? What if the real issue was attitude? That question brings us to today's lesson. Hello, my friends, and welcome to Living the Laws. I'm Larry Laws Sr., and this is another edition of Wednesday Wisdom Live. Whether you're joining the live or catching a replay, I'm glad you're here. This is your midweek reset, a place where leaders like you come to recharge, refocus, and rise in your leadership journey. Today, we dive into the law of the bad apple. This law reminds us that while one monkey don't stop the show, however, one bad apple can spoil the whole barrel. From my growing up days and reinforced through my decades of leadership, I've learned early that talent alone does not bring success to a team. Of course, you need talent. You need skill and experience too. But talent without the right attitude becomes a liability rather than an asset. John Maxwell teaches us that good attitudes do not guarantee a team's success, but bad attitudes guarantee its failure. The formula every leader must remember is simple. Abilities plus attitudes equal results. Great talent combined with rotten attitudes produces a bad team. Great talent with bad attitudes results in an average team. Great talent with average attitude, well, that forms a good team. But great talent paired with great attitudes, now that creates a great team. When attitudes go up, the team's potential rises. And on the other hand, when attitudes go down, the team's potential falls with it. Attitude compounds when exposed to others. Many things on a team are not contagious. Talent, that's not contagious. Experience or willingness to practice. But attitude spreads quickly. That's why the story of Roger Bannister, it matters. For years, experts believe no runner could break the 4-minute mile. When Bannister finally did it, dozens followed, even hundreds, because belief shift and attitude changed. This same dynamic happens on a team. One person's mindset can elevate belief or poison it. And here's a hard truth. Bad attitudes spread faster than good ones. Negativity is loud. Skepticism attracts attention. Complaining feels sophisticated for some people, but it's never strengthens a team. I remember leading a squad where one soldier's attitude was impacting the whole team. Everyone thought that he was a bad soldier. But when I sat down with him, I found out, however, this young soldier was 19 years old. He was worried about his family back home while he served overseas. There was tremendous financial issues. We addressed it, and his attitude transformed. The team's perception changed, and he became one of our strongest players. This shows that bad attitudes can spread, but if they're a fixable cause, you recover them. If not, you don't get permission. You don't get permission for it to stay. That illustrates how fast perception and attitude can spread. Bad attitudes do not need facts. They only need permission. Identifying bad attitudes can be difficult because they are subjective. A person may not violate policies or ethics, yet still damage morale. People project on the outside what they carry on the inside. So attitude is not about what someone does, but who they are. Common destructive attitudes include refusing to forgive, holding grudges, jealousy, a false sense of entitlement, a critical spirit where nothing is ever right, and the desire to hog credit without lifting others. As Bill Russell once said, the most important measure of how good a game he played was how much better he made his teammates play. Most bad attitudes grow out of selfishness. During my military career, I saw this firsthand, how one individual with a negative attitude could drain the strength of an entire unit. The soldier might not have been technically, or could have been technically proficient and experienced, but constant complaining and negatively affected everyone around them. One of the most important things a leader learns, I learned as a senior non-commissioned officer, was that if the leader avoid these issues, the issues become the leader. Bad attitudes left unaddressed create dissension, resentment, and division. They don't fix themselves. On the chessboard, you can have powerful pieces, fully developed. But if one piece remains out of position, blocking lines and refusing to support the strategy, the entire position suffers. That piece doesn't have to be captured to cause damage. It only needs to stay misaligned. Strong chess players know that sometimes the best move is not advancing, but removing what does not belong. Leadership works the same way. Attitude sharpens performance. It colors how a person sees the world, how they interact with others, and how they perform regardless of talent or track record. If you believe you have a bad apple on your team, leadership demands courage. Take the person aside, address the issue directly, set clear expectations, provide an opportunity to change, hold them accountable. If they change, the team wins. If they do not, they must be removed, because keeping a bad apple is far more costly than replacing one. Trade bad apples for good ones and give your team a real chance to reach its potential. Teams do not fail because they lack talent. They fail because leaders tolerate what should be corrected. One bad apple can spoil the whole barrel, but one courageous leader can save the team. Until next time, stay wise, stay ready, because if you stay ready, you don't have to get ready. So keep living the laws. I'm Larry Laws Sr., reminding you to think before you move and to make your next move your best move.